What it do, what it do? Welcome back, Sour Crew. It's your boy Soul, aka My Name's Not Lemon. Welcome back to another episode of Melancholia and Halos. So for this week's episode, I wanted to continue off of last week's episode, focusing more on the Halos aspect of the show. So it got me thinking, what is something lighthearted and fun that I wanted to talk about today and that could relate to a lot of people? And I think the first thing that came to mind was the little things. Focusing on the small things, the little things, maybe the things that people overlook, and why those things are important, and why they make you happy, and most importantly, what they are. So I texted a couple of my friends, and I asked them this question, right? Enjoying the little things in life. What are the small things in your life that you enjoy, look forward to, and that put you in a good mood, whether they be physical or metaphorical? And by metaphorical, I meant thoughts, right? So for me specifically, the little things I look forward to, I like playing video games. I'm a very passive gamer, so I like Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, those types of games, right? And I think my most favorite would be multiplayer games that you can play with friends. I really love that kind of interaction, and it just brightens my mood. I'm a big fan of like Mario Kart, Mario Party. You know, I like Nintendo games. They're very laid back, very simple, very easy, right? And as for the metaphorical, the things that aren't physical, though I don't know if I'm using the term metaphorical correctly in this sense, maybe just not the physical, in terms of maybe thoughts. And what I was thinking when I wrote that was mindsets. When I'm in a good, healthy mindset, it's something that I don't take for granted. It's something that I can clock very quickly. And knowing that I'm in a good mindset and a good headspace makes me very happy. And no matter what I'm doing, I'm walking around and I'm thinking like, damn, like I feel good today. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on, if it could be a little bit stressful or what have you. I still feel good. So, I don't think I was surprised at the answers that I received from my friends, but there are similarities, and I thought it would be really interesting to go over. So we're going to go over D. You've heard D before in a couple other podcasts. They had said sex, food, favorite TV shows, outing with friends, alcohol. So are we surprised to see sex on the list? I don't think so. With sex comes pleasure, physical pleasure, emotional pleasure, and a good workout. Sometimes. Food, again. What? Kitty! Shh! Jeez. With food comes pleasure, physical, and mental. Food, sex. Is it one and the same? People do have a feeding fetish. The more you know. I get really excited for food as well. I'm a foodie. I love to eat. I love cooking up something real motherfucking good and shoving it down my motherfucking throat. Let me tell you. Favorite TV shows. I feel as though everyone has their little guilty pleasure or a show or movie that they just put on and it just calms and relaxes them and puts them in some sort of mood that they always want to gravitate towards and go back to. That sense of comfort. I think that's why people rewatch TV shows and rewatch movies, because they already know what's going to happen. It's comfortable, and they know what to expect. And they know that what type of feelings will be invoked in them when they watch that media, and they want that. Outings with friends. I think I had said that before. Well, not outings with friends. My homebody ass is not talking about no outings, but playing video games with friends. And I think anything to incorporate friends with would be a very common thing, because we are very social beings. No matter if you are not extroverted, if you would rather be home than go out, it doesn't matter. we need human interaction and human connection. So I'm not surprised to see that on the list either. Alcohol. I think people use alcohol to loosen up and have a good time. Well, to loosen up, and then by loosening up, they feel like they have a better time because they're not so in their head, they're not stressed, they're not worried about what people are going to think about them. They just do. It's freeing, right? Moving on to another friend, sloppy head. Now, you guys don't know but I'm not surprised by that answer. And that goes again with on the previous list, sex, right? So this is another friend, V, alone time. Now, I think people take this for granted, how much people need alone time. Given there are people that can recharge while being around other people, but if it's even 5 minutes to yourself, I think it's needed. It's needed so that you could reflect on yourself, get a grasp on what is going on in your life, to make sure that you're giving yourself the attention needed and listening to yourself, listening to what you need physically, what you need mentally, how you're doing at that point in time. Make sure that you do not ignore yourself and that you allow yourself to feel, to acknowledge your person. Music. Now, let me tell you about music, honey. Me with music, I feel like how people view TV shows and movies, I view music. I put on a song and I'm transported into a story in my head, and this beat, the melody, the lyricists, the lyrics, the artist's voice, whatever it may be in the song, makes me paint an entire story in my head. And maybe it's kind of a narcissistic trait to have, but I like creating my own shit. And so I'm creating my own visual representation of what this song means to me. And that shit hits different. Let me tell you, that shit hits real motherfucking good. Whereas movies and TV shows, you're watching a story that has been created and laid out by someone. And with music, I feel as though you're able to create and lay that out yourself, which I feel like is a little magical. A good show movie. Again, we got the good show movie. There's something there. And I think with America specifically, we have Hollywood. And I feel as though Hollywood has been used to sort of, propaganda. It's used to kind of control the masses. What are the masses thinking? What do we want them to think? What do we want them to feel? How do we want to navigate society by using this medium that everybody enjoys, right? So, with this person in particular, I kind of wonder, they're very into like the superhero movies, right? Those genres. And they get super fucking excited when shit's dropping. Like, I think Tom Holland, Spider-Man, there's something dropping for him. And they're pumped. They're really fucking in it. They're really fucking excited. I bet they're excited that Tom and Zendaya be fornicating and shit. They're like, yes, we've been waiting, And seeing how happy this person gets with this content and how much it brightens up their face and their mood, like you can see it, that shit's dope. I love that shit. And I think that we all like this type of fantasy aspects. And so again, it's no surprise that this has made it on the list, someone else's list, because I feel as though we're all looking for an escape, whatever that escape may be. And that, okay, first of all, I need to point this out. My stomach has been growling this entire time, and I'm hoping it's not being picked up. I am hoping it is just going under the radar, because that shit is going... Dude, the fucking cat is in my room now. Why could I never have a good filming day? Looking at myself after a good workout, lol. I feel like that is also common. You know, everyone's at the gym looking at themselves in the mirror. Like, I feel as though, you know, they're looking at their form, but at the same time, they're looking at themselves. A lot of people work out to look good naked. They want to feel and look sexy, desirable, you know, good. Having an unexpected, fulfilling conversation with people. Now, this one right here took me for a little loop-de-loop. 110%. When you have a really good fucking conversation with someone, that changes your mood. Like, it feels good, it feels nice, it feels productive, it feels like you got something meaningful out of it, and then you go about your day like, hell, motherfucking yeah, like, I had this talk with this one fool, and we talked about this, that, and another, and it went really motherfucking good. Like, I feel that 110%. A nice drive with music blasting. And here we go again. We got this motherfucking music up in this bitch. I'm telling you, all this stuff is like, a lot of these things are distractions, right? From our day to day. And I feel like a lot of people are fucking driving up and they... Kitty, shh. I feel like a lot of people are driving up in their car and that really calms them down. Just like a late night drive. Going anywhere. Is that a song? And of course with the music, again, transporting you into this other dimension. Your mind is working and creating stories. Maybe the lyricists themselves are creating stories for you, but it takes you somewhere. Now we got C. Cookie Monster. Watching the sunset. It's very peaceful, very relaxing, very nonchalant. We vibe. And I feel like that's a very popular one. Just sitting there watching the pretty colors and not having to think about anything. Driving down PCH with music blasting, windows down, AC on. We that cool, baby. Again, went hand in hand with the previous list. They happen to be best friends. Best friends for a reason, I see. Editing. That's me, honey. I love to edit, as you can see from what I'm doing now. I mean, I'll probably have to edit this podcast specifically a lot more because there's a lot of pauses with the cat making noise, with me fucking dripping sweat and complaining. But I do love editing. There's something very calm and relaxing about it. It's very fulfilling as well to cut something else, cut something up and then put it back together in a format that makes sense for you in your mind and that has this sort of flow of creativity that only you can create. I love it. Hanging out with friends. There we go again. We social beings. We need to be hanging out with our homies, man. Playing games with friends. Now, see, this motherfucker knows what the fuck he be talking about because that's what I said in the beginning. Being able to play these games, it's a more of an interactive fantasy experience that you're able to connect with and experience with other people. I like that shit. It's fun as fuck. Reading and drawing while listening to music. Reading while listening to music? What kind of intellectual you be? I can't be multitasking like that. I be fucking singing the songs. The next thing you know, I'm fucking 18 pages in, and I don't know what the fuck I've been reading. That's something else. You fucking, alright. Drawing while listening to music. Now, I know this is a thing. And, again, drawing could be very therapeutic and very calming. Mixed in with music that also does the same. That's a double whammy. You're fucking in the vibe. You're in the fucking zone. I like that shit. Cat's, like, sitting right next to me now. Like, hello? She's a little upset because she got a collar put on her. No fleas in this house, honey. This is from Jay. I like it when I finish a book I actually enjoyed. LOL. I'm assuming he's saying fuck those books they be giving us to read in school because those shit's boring as fuck. And a lot of the times the fucking professors don't even fucking be asking us all this motherfucking stuff about it. We just be wasting our motherfucking money buying this shit. And they boring to read. So I know he had borrowed a book from me that was a take on Alice in Wonderland. Now, I read the first chapter. He finished the book. He said it was pretty good. And I do understand. I used to be a big reader back in the day. Not no more, but I used to. And I can't even begin to describe to you. I think this goes along with what I say about music. When you're reading a book, they give you descriptions and they help you paint the picture of their world and their characters, but then it's up to you to fill in all the blanks. And that is so fucking fun to have a foundation to start off with, but filling in everything and creating the story yourself and the whole narrative and the world, and it's fucking phenomenal. If you do not read, I highly recommend picking up a book made for teens and fucking that shit up. I prefer fantasy. Teen books are very like fantasy based a lot of the times, and they're easy to read. So I highly recommend that being your first go-to into the reading genre. Really fucking good. Also, like being able to smoke weed and chill. Now, this one was very interesting to me because of how it was worded. Also, like being able to smoke weed and chill. Not smoking weed, being able to. Now, when it comes to our extracurricular activities, when it comes to our passions, our hobbies, sometimes because of our family, because of the people around us, because of our environment, we are unable to really express ourselves the way we would like to express ourselves. We're unable to do what we would like to do, and we're unable to live the lives that we feel like we want and should live. So how they wrote this really made me think about how we take the little things in life that we are able to do comfortably for granted. I'm able to sit here and I'm able to film. I'm able to work on a podcast. I'm able to start creating a portfolio for myself and start working on my career. And I'm able to do that because I have the means to do so. I got this camera as a gift back in 2012. It's still working mighty fucking well if you do ask me myself. It's doing what it needs to be doing. I edit on my phone. I have a phone, first of all. It's able to handle these edits. Oh no. That was a long ass plane sound. Like they was really like doing the most. Sorry about that. That edit, that plane was loud as hell. I have a phone that is able to handle sometimes editing, right? Sometimes it crashes, sometimes it's glitchy and buggy, yes. But for the most part, I'm able to edit these podcasts and put them out. And I do that all from my phone. And I have a roof over my head. It's been a long 2 weeks. But I'm in a comfortable environment. I'm safe. I'm able to continue on with my editing. I'm able to cook good meals, play video games to relax. I'm able to still keep up and communicate with my friends. And those, I think, are extremely important little things that we take for granted because we do them so often. You know, people are able to go to work. Yeah, it might be draining, exhausting. You might hate it, but it's a job and you have it. That's a little thing, right? You're able to make that money. For people in the working class, that's something that is taken for granted, of course, because it's our livelihood. It's something we have to do. But some people have trouble getting jobs. Maybe they're not able to work for whatever reason. And they look to people who do enviously. Maybe people who want to do content creation, or they want to get into a career in the digital space like I do, will probably look at me and be like, fuck you for being able to do all this shit, for having the time to do this shit while I'm out here fucking Sorry, the cat. While I'm out here busting my motherfucking ass. Right? Those little things. Dang it, give me a second. Not me out here getting hella frustrated. And let me take a moment to reflect. It is the little things. Yes, it is hot as hell in this room. Yes, it's very noisy. Our backyard is a freeway. The cat's hella annoying. These little frustrations do get to me, but I'm still able to sit here and do it. I'm still able to hit pause, sit the hell back down, hit that record button again and get to going. You feel me? Damn, that little being able to statement really got to me, and it really made me think that I myself was overlooking the littlest of things that I take for granted. And I don't want to get too much into detail, like what's going on in my personal life. We could touch that on another time. But hell motherfucking yeah, I am grateful. I am really motherfucking grateful that I'm able to sit here and follow a passion and continue working on myself and allowing myself to be who I am. Damn, I didn't even fucking think about that shit. The little things. Being able to express myself for who I am. Very motherfucking honestly. And if you look back at these past, what the fuck is wrong with me and my fucking... Damn, I cannot speak today. If you look back at my previous podcasts, you'll see that I'm very much myself. I'm very comfortable and I'm very honest. A little bit too much so, maybe, but that's what I wanted this podcast to be. It's a representation of me, for me, and hopefully I'm able to connect with others that feel the same. And hopefully grow a community that wants to be as comfortable and loving and accepted as I feel for myself. Damn, Jay. Damn. You really hitting the fucking nail on the head. Now we're moving on to A. Hits out of my volcano. Now I don't know what a volcano is. I'm assuming it's some sort of bong used to smoke weed out of. I believe they just acquired this volcano, and so I thought it was just super funny that that's on his list. But I think that is also another thing. The new things you acquire that make you happy. So some people buy, clothes, shoes. Some people will buy video games. New things for their car, like accessories, right? These little things that we buy that may be insignificant to other people are important to you and mean something to you. And they make you feel good. And they make your life better. And they invoke positivity into you. I think that's very important. I like that he put that here. It's a new thing for him, and he's having a lot of fun with it. That made me happy. That made me really happy. Being able to walk my doggies high lets me clear my head while going on an adventure with the homies. That's super sweet. I love that. Being high for this individual allows him to navigate life calmly, without worries, without triggers and traumas that all of us experience. And he's able to do so with two of his best friends, his doggies. And he's able to provide them with comfort and ease and stability and take them on walks which they need. And then he's also able to walk himself, and they're all getting something out of it. And it's all positive. I like that shit a lot. Now we're moving on to S. I like scratching my dogs. It makes me feel relaxed, and it's like ASMR for me. It's a bomb energy exchange. And that is something that this person has told me a lot, and it's something that I've learned from another friend of mine as well, is touch. That touch can be very calming, relaxing, and it helps a lot with calming anxieties and triggers. And when I mean touch, I don't mean like physical touch between humans or pets, living beings, but just in general. Like a very soft, right now I'm feeling my brother's blanket, I'm sitting on his bed, a very soft object, a furry object, maybe, like a wool basket or a knitted basket, something with texture that for whatever reason for you makes you feel a certain type of way, mostly calming your nerves. And when it comes to touch with physical beings like animals or humans, I feel as though there is an exchange of energy. We're all made up of energy. You can't get rid of energy. And as you know, when you have good motherfucking vibes and you're vibing out and having a good motherfucking time, everybody around you is like, hell motherfucking yeah, let me have these motherfucking vibes too. And then everybody's having a good time and vibing. But once one motherfucker brings that shit all the way down and is a Debbie Downer, everybody starts to feel down. That's an exchange of energy, right? And preparing the volcano now too. LOL, it's a bomb self-care routine. Now these two people happen to be dating. But that makes me happy. They have bought something and it's new to their lives and it's creating a lot of joy for them. And I think that's what this whole podcast is about. Those little things that cause you joy, that make you feel like everything is worthwhile. 110%. They know how to fucking do it. And now we're moving on to D. This is a different D. I enjoy family time, but also time alone. Again, we're hitting on the same thing that's been talked about 3 or 4 times before. Connecting with other people, because we are social beings. We need that type of interaction, that type of energy to feel fulfilled. And I know you might know somebody or know of people or have heard stories where there are people that are very isolated and very alone, and they're sick mentally and physically. They are moody. They lose how to interact with people, and it becomes a giant burden in their lives, personally, professionally, financially, spiritually. And I think that for whatever reason, for our beings, we need constant stimulation and interactions of energy. We need to be able to exchange that energy around, right? If we sit in our energy for too long, I think it becomes stale and stagnant and murky and icky. I feel like it constantly, like a waterfall, right? Like filtered water, it needs to flow, it needs to move, and it needs to experience anew. I look forward to working out. That usually de-stresses me of things, but also makes me feel good once finished. 110%. And I know I had touched on that last time with S, that they like to look at themselves after they work out, like they feel good, right? And again, when I was working out before, I felt really motherfucking good. I felt like I had energy. I felt like I was on top of the world. I felt like my body felt better, that it worked better. And I think that's really motherfucking important for us. I feel as though working out, touching on energy again, lets us use our energy in a very healthy and positive way. It releases it, we gain more energy, and it's a cycle, and it's a flow, and it's something that we can do for ourselves every single day extremely easily, right? So, all of these things really made me think. Now I'm sitting here really analyzing the situation I'm in, and yeah, I'm in a really tough situation right now, and it's a bind, and it's very difficult on the mind, the mental, and the physical. And things are uncertain. I have no idea how things are going to play out. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the friends and family that I have in my life that have been helping me through this difficult time. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I'm able to cook meals and eat good. I'm grateful that I'm able to sit here in front of you guys and film and create and be expressive. I'm grateful that I'm able to think what I want to do career-wise and go for it, that I have the ability to do so. I'm grateful that I am free. I am my own person. I react and think the way that I want to, without many outside pressures and forces. I am grateful to be who I am, to be where I am. No matter what happens in life and how many ups and downs that I experience, I have to remember that I have to stop and think and be present. And those are the little things. And those little things make up the foundation for the big things. Without the little things, the big things could not exist. Without the little things, I don't think you can accurately experience the big things. Big things maybe meaning a career, a committed relationship, building a family. Whatever those things are to you, I think they all stem from the little things. Another plane. Weirdly enough, or maybe subconsciously, maybe I knew I had to have this conversation with myself. I'm very thankful for my friends for answering my questions and being honest with me and seeing what their little things were. It was really, it wasn't surprising, of course, but it was very interesting to see the overlaps in the little things, or what people thought were the little things and how much it means to them. And I think it just shows that us humans are more alike than maybe we'd like to think, and that we require a lot of the same things to have a fulfilling life. This was a good episode for me. I hope it was a good episode for you, and I hope that you were able to point out and analyze and pinpoint the little things in your life that maybe you take for granted, that you're now thinking like, damn, this really makes a huge difference in my life and really makes everything worthwhile. Thank you everybody for tuning in to today's episode. Peace out, Sour Crew, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, I'm on socials now. What it do? TikTok, Melancholia and Halos. Instagram, Melancholia and Halos. Twitter, Melancholia NH, baby. Follow me. Interact with me. If you would like me to talk about a certain subject, do a certain type of podcast, let me know. Don't be shy. I got you. If you'd like me to touch on more serious topics, if you would like me to touch more on playful topics, let me know. It'll be a lot of fun to have that kind of interaction with you guys. Thank you so much for listening and or watching. And we're on Spotify. If you're watching, we're on Spotify. If you're listening, we're on YouTube. What's up? youtube.com/mynamesnotlemon. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.